And the last thing regarding the nature of sexual sin is resisting sexual sin. Firstly, by remembering God's word. Psalm chapter 119 verse 9 says, "How can a young man keep his way pure? By guarding it according to your word." Proverbs chapter 6 verse 23 through 24 says, "For the commandment is a lamp and the teaching a light, and the reproofs of discipline are the way of life, to preserve you from the evil woman, from the smooth tongue of the adulteress." Proverbs chapter 7 verse 5 says, "To keep you from the forbidden woman, from the adulteress with her smooth words." The second thing regarding resisting sexual sin is by resisting temptation. Proverbs chapter 7 verse 24 through 25 says, "And now, O sons, listen to me, and be attentive to the words of my mouth. Let not your heart turn aside to her ways. Do not stray into her paths." Genesis chapter 39 verse 6 through 12 says, "So he left all that he had in Joseph's charge, and because of him he had no concern about anything but the food he ate. Now Joseph was handsome in form and appearance, and after a time his master's wife cast her eyes on Joseph and said, 'Lie with me.' But he refused and said to his master's wife, 'Behold, because of me my master has no concern about anything in the house, and he has put everything that he has in my charge. He is not greater in this house than I am, nor has he kept back anything from me except you, because you are his wife. How then can I do this great wickedness and sin against God?' And as she spoke to Joseph day after day, he would not listen to her to lie beside her or to be with her. But one day when he went into the house to do his work, and none of the men of the house were there in the house, she caught him by his garment, saying, 'Lie with me.' But he left his garment in her hand and fled and got out of the house." The third thing regarding resisting sexual sin is by mortifying lust. Job chapter 31 verse 1 says, "I have made a covenant with my eyes. How then could I gaze at a virgin?" Matthew chapter 5 verse 29 through 30 says, "If your right eye causes you to sin, tear it out and throw it away. For it is better that you lose one of your members than that your whole body be thrown into hell. And if your right hand causes you to sin, cut it off and throw it away. For it is better that you lose one of your members than that your whole body go into hell." The fourth thing regarding resisting sexual sin is by living in the Spirit. Galatians chapter 5 verse 16 says, "But I say, walk by the Spirit, and you will not gratify the desires of the flesh." The fifth thing regarding resisting sexual sin is by living for holiness. Romans chapter 6 verse 19 says, "I am speaking in human terms because of your natural limitations. For just as you once presented your members as slaves to impurity and to lawlessness, leading to more lawlessness, so now present your members as slaves to righteousness, leading to sanctification." And the sixth thing regarding resisting sexual sin is by enjoying sex within proper limits. Proverbs chapter 5 verse 18 through 20 says, "Let your fountain be blessed, and rejoice in the wife of your youth, a lovely deer, a graceful doe. Let her breasts fill you at all times with delight. Be intoxicated always in her love. Why should you be intoxicated, my son, with a forbidden woman, and embrace the bosom of an adulteress?" 1 Corinthians chapter 7 verse 2 says, "But because of the temptation of sexual immorality, each man should have his own wife, and each woman her own husband." And 1 Corinthians chapter 7 verse 9 says, "But if they cannot exercise self-control, they should marry, for it is better to marry than to burn with passion."